Hello fellow chemists, and today we are going to make hydrobromic acid. In order to make hydrobromic acid, all you need is potassium bromide and some acid. I'm using hydrochloric acid just to keep the halogens going. Sulfuric acid is actually the highest recommended, but I don't have any of that, and I decided, you know what, I just better make some videos for you guys. So here I am, and you could use sodium bromide as well. Pretty much any stable bromide, but I'd suggest either potassium or sodium bromide, and either hydrochloric or sulfuric acid. It doesn't really matter, just one of those four. Each has a pair. But anyway, in order to do this, we're just going to mix the two, and we should get a nice acid. I think there will be potassium chloride formed as well, but we shouldn't worry about that because that's nothing. But I would suggest wearing a respirator, and I would just follow along, and I'll have subtitles and stuff so you'll know. And just get a beaker, and I'd say keep the ratio fair, about even. So just say 50 to 50, something easy. I don't know what I'm doing. As in like measurements, but let's do this. Alright, let's go get this party started. First things first, make sure you do this outside, because I'm not sure about toxic gases, but they may be released. So because of that, just be careful, and I suggest respirator. I can't find mine, so I'm taking a risk. And first I'm going to add some potassium bromide. Oh. I think I put too much, so I'm going to take some out. And don't do this with your hands, because that can happen. Okay, so we started off with a bit of a mess. So now I'm going to get this hydrochloric acid. Sorry my camera's so blurry, but I just got to do what I got to do. So try piling up into one area. And they're together. And it smells terrible, and it's releasing gas. Alright, so quick note, that was a big mess out there, and we're just going to continue with what we got, and we'll try making some copper bromide, but it's probably not going to be the most successful. I mean, we spilled some stuff, we got some hydrogen chloride released, and it's a mess. So we'll see what we can do. Hello, and I've decided I should give you a quick note on this copper chloride. Crystals are forming. Sorry if you can't see them very well. Promise I'll show you when they're ready. And another thing is, another experiment that I've done was make copper carbonate. All I had to do was mix copper sulfate and a little bit of baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, and then I mixed them in water. But all of it evaporate. Took a long time, but I have the results, and let me find them. So this is copper carbonate, and I think it's pretty cool. Most copper compounds have that kind of color. So that's pretty much our note of the day. I'm sorry what happened, and we'll continue with what we got. Alright, so I got all my apparatus set up, and I'm pretty much just gonna burn this, and it'll bubble in here, and it'll happen. I'm not gonna videotape the whole thing because I just need to get this finished, and I'll make copper bromide too. Alright? I'll try. Bye. Alright, so we're back at a different approach on this, and we're bringing in sodium hydrogen sulfite. We're gonna mix them in here. We're gonna add water here. We're gonna burn it, and then it's gonna the hydrogen bromide is gonna come into the water. It'll dissolve, and we'll have hydrogen bromide, and that'll be it. Alright, so I got all my apparatus set up, and I'm pretty much just gonna burn this, and it'll bubble in here, and it'll happen. I'm not gonna videotape the whole thing because I just need to get this finished, and I'll make copper bromide too. Alright? I'll try. Bye. Hey guys, and today we're making copper bromide, or at least we'll try to, with this hydrobromic acid with some contaminants in it, which I would like you guys to try to figure out what it is. All we're doing is pretty much getting some copper, and we're going to put it in hydrobromic acid that we've made. I suspect that there will be hydrogen gas being released, but that's not toxic. But anyway, I just set this up, and maybe we can do some stuff with it. Hydrogen is explosive and flammable, so we'll just have to be a little careful with it, but otherwise no worries, and we'll see what we can do. All we're gonna do is put this copper that I scrapped from a wire, just from one 12-inch wire, and this hydrobromic acid that I made earlier, and I'm gonna mix the copper and the hydrobromic acid together, and hydrogen will be released, and hopefully copper bromide. So let's get started. Alright, so now I'm ready. I'm just going to adjust all of this. So what I want to have ready is this piece of paper, and I'm just going to make a little cap thingy. And all you need to do is put it around like that, and then poke a hole with a screwdriver. And then you can put it in, and for things like wire, you can poke in. So now I'm going to drop the copper in, which is easy. Having a little bit of a hard time getting it in, but a little bit of effort and some changing around should help. So far, nothing is happening, but that's okay, because it might take some time. So the copper's in there, nothing so far. So I guess I'm just gonna add some more and put it in time lapse after this, so you guys can see the reaction, and let's hope for the best. Stuff is starting to bubble extremely slowly. Now I'm starting to smell stuff. But I'm not sure if that's just some hydrogen bromide evaporating. And there are some pesticides in cars back out here, so that might be it. The smell. But just gonna keep adding. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about copper bromide. It is a real thing, but I've never seen any. I've checked YouTube and Google, and there's nothing about adding copper to hydrobromic acid. But there is a method where people have mixed sodium or potassium bromide with copper sulfate, and sometimes even add copper with that. But as you saw, a lot of my sodium bromide got dumped, and I have copper sulfate, but not enough for me to use. I'd rather use it in other experiments. So I'm just going to turn this off, and I'll keep you posted on what's happening. In a little bit we should see some bubbling.